Welcome to a town hall webinar of the Kinder Institute of Life Planning. My name is Tom Kinder. I am a registered life planner, a 5-day trainer, and the communications director at the Kinder Institute. Thank you for joining us. We have a full agenda for this hour. It will begin with an introduction to the campaign for Life Planning for You. George Kinder will speak about the evolution of the life planning movement and respond to questions. We will show a demonstration video of the new website and tell you how you can apply to be a beta user. And we will answer questions along the way. At the end, I will be back with a brief conclusion. We have the KI staff present with us at this webinar. You will hear at least 3 of us speak. George is joining us from London. Jerry and Nadine and Mary Ellen are in Massachusetts, and I am in Vermont. And we have life planners attending from literally all over the globe, including several new life planners from India. If there are any technical glitches, which there may be, let's not lose sight of how amazing it is that we can be together like this at all. Truly amazing. We're extremely excited at the Kinder Institute to be organizing a campaign for life planning for you. And I want to explain what that means on 2 levels. First, it is about the publication of George's book, Life Planning for You, How to Design and Deliver the Life of Your Dreams, and the companion website. The book is available on Amazon in the UK now. It will be out in the US in June. And the website is up and running. A campaign for Life Planning for You is designed to make people aware of these transformative new tools. That's on one level, though. On another level, you can read the phrase in 3 parts. A campaign for life planning for you. So let's look at those 3 parts. The campaign is getting underway now in the UK. It's going to start in the US and the rest of the world in June. There are 4 main areas of campaign activity. The first area is the press. George is in the UK until the end of May. He has press interviews lined up, and we are hoping for several more. A New York Times story last month mentioned life planning, featured it prominently, and we got an email from a life planner saying that it has already resulted in a new client. So the press work will have many different kinds of benefits. We are also increasing our presence in the social media. We hope that a big part of the social media campaign will feature life planners like you in videos, profiles, news about you, or passing along what you have written. We will be asking you to send us things that we can share and asking you to share what we post. We're also running Google search ads. Life planning ads have appeared prominently in over 30,000 Google searches in the UK so far. Last and most important, we are asking you to recommend the book and the website through your email list and social media networks, and asking you to post a brief review of the book on Amazon. Now this sounds a little self-serving, and maybe it would be if this were just a campaign for life planning for you, the book and the website. But it's not. It is also a campaign for life planning, designed not to sell books so much as to make life planning a household name, known as something that everyone could benefit from doing. Our goal is to make life planning accessible to all, to life plan themselves if they choose, but always stressing the benefits of having a life planner work with them. A major part of the book and website is guiding people to life planners. This campaign for life planning hopes to free the creative, entrepreneurial energy of every member of society and to help people bring into the world around them those 2 highest stages of money maturity, vision and aloha. Life planning has the potential to transform not only every individual life this way, but society as a whole. This campaign is designed to help the life planning movement fulfill its own torch. In a real sense, this is ultimately a campaign for you. Our goal is to bring you widespread recognition and appreciation for what you do. We hope to drive more business to you than you can handle with a steady stream of clients seeking out life planners. There was a famous television ad for clothing in the U.S. that had the tagline, "An educated consumer is our best customer." Our campaign is designed to create educated consumers. They will be your best customers because they will come looking for you. You will not have to explain what life planning is. You will not have to sell them. They will come already sold and eager to start. That's going to translate into you working less and earning more, which in turn is going to translate into you having increased freedom to live your torch. This campaign is the product of the vision and aloha of George Kinder, and it is designed to help you bring your own vision and aloha more fully into the world. It is a campaign for you, but it is also your campaign. The future of life planning is in your hands, and this campaign offers you the chance to join with life planners all over the world to shape that future now. So George is here to talk about the evolution of life planning. I'm going to hand the presentation over to him. He will be taking questions, so if you have any, please use the question area on your screen, and you can send those in at any time. George?
Hi, Tom. Thank you. I think I'm on here. Gosh, it's really something to get to be introduced by your own brother. And this, I think, is the first time that it's happened outside of family circles, of course, where it might be full of jokes. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you, Tom. It's been wonderful working with him over the last several months on the marketing campaign that we're doing. But just as wonderful, if not even more wonderful, to be with all of you. I mean, I was just astonished when I looked at the list of names that that signed up in advance of this, and that was at least 60 people, and the countries. I mean, we are speaking to people. We're communicating with 6 different countries all over the world. I mean, we have Italy and the Netherlands and Canada and the U.S., of course, and the UK and India, and quite a few people from India. And I applaud you there in particular because you're starting this engagement at 9:30 at night. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. That's amazing. So Tom's asked me to talk about the kind of the past and the present and the future of life planning as I see it in a few minutes, which is always a challenge for me. But I'm gonna do it. I promised him I'd do it. And as I was thinking about the past, one of the things he asked me to do was to think about all the things that we've done, and it's just been an amazing experience, really, for all of us. And I want to thank a few people to begin with, because this started really with a speech. I was a lucky guy to get to give a speech. It was at the ICFP before the FPA formed, and Bob Veres saw it, and he loved it, and he picked up on it, and kind of the rest is history. We created the Nasrudin community. Dick Wagner was a big figure. Rick Taylor, Roy Diliberto, Susan Bradley, Cheryl Garrett has been just phenomenal. Marie Swift, Elizabeth Chaton, and many, many others. I mean, we were blessed to have the FPA in particular, NAPFA as well, but the leadership of the FPA year after year was really dedicated to getting the message out about life planning. Thank them. My thanks go out to them enormously. And now, at this point, you know, coming back to just what Kinder Institute is. Kinder Institute has become the organization that I've focused on for the last 5 or 10 years, and it's now a global community of 2,000 practitioners with over 300 registered life planners and tens of thousands of people in our database. Many of them have asked to be in that database and to be kept apprised of what's happening in the movement. Many leaders in each culture, because of course we're in 25 countries. and some of them are on this call. I noticed Giorgio in Italy and Hubert in the Netherlands, Tracy Evans in the UK. So we're really blessed by the breadth of the community. I'm astonished. Big smile on my face because I just can't believe it. But a lot of this has come about because of the hard work of the staff. Tom mentioned the staff would be on the call. Mary Ellen and Nadine for years labored to make this happen. Tom now joining, and of course Jerry adding a lot right now. The reason that this works is that in the past we saw a need. We saw a need to have authentic conversations with our base of clients, with the consumer, and so we evolved skill sets, starting with the 3 questions, which still is the primary thing that we keep going back to. It's just astonishing what it reveals, how much freedom it brings into people's lives, how much meaning. But the other grids that we use to search out the goals that a person has, and introduced in this new book and in the Life Planning for You and also in the website are new tools. And one of the ones I'm most excited about is not specifically perhaps a life planning tool. It's a retirement tool. It's called BERT, which stands for Back of the Envelope Retirement Tool. And I was a little nervous putting it out because it's real shorthand for a retirement tool compared to most of the ones that are out there, but most of them are much too challenging for a consumer to actually stand by and live by. And BERT's something I use in my life at least once a month probably. It's a lovely, very simple tool with just 6 entries that you make. So the tools that we've made, the books, now this is my 3rd book on money. Starting with 7 Stages, Lighting the Torch, and now Life Planning for You. But there's a deep book on inner listening, on the listening skills we use to deliver empathy. It's really a book about meditation, but in our seminars, in our workshops, we train how that actually works. How do you move? How do you express empathy? How does empathy arise from what we call inner listening? So it's a fabulous body of teachings. The Evoke teaching itself coming out, which I think is so much more profound and more effective, really, than the 7 Stages, as wonderful as 7 Stages is. Evoke being something that advisors can implement. And really the new book is about Evoke. It's about Evoke for consumers, how they can do it themselves. But as Tom mentioned, we expect that most of them, we want them to do it themselves if there's no other way. And the trust gap is so huge between them and us, between them and maybe not us, but financial advisors in general. But most people will find that they need a planner, and so we've got a strong section on the book about how to find a planner that can work, that they can trust. And you're amongst those people, obviously. So they're going to be searching the website to find registered life planners. But we also have, all the different trainings, from the 2-day 7 Stages workshop to the 5-day Evoke, and then the mentorship training. Each of these is a completely different way of thinking and understanding and working with the issues of life planning. And then the inner listening, we're doing inner listening courses in the UK, and have a life planning mastery course that has been in the US some and very active in the UK. That's kind of the advanced course that's given quarterly. Also, we've had national and global conferences where we've brought people together from all over the world, and of course town hall meetings where that's occurred as well. So, it's really been an incredible time, and wonderful people in the movement, amazing trainers and leaders like Lisa Kirchenbauer, who I think is on the call, and Louis Volbrecht, Ed Jacobson, Mary Zimmerman. Just extraordinary people who are names in their own right, and then people in the UK now, as we're working on this model for a business model, a large business model, people who have worked on that theme, both in the UK and the US, including Bruce Wilson and Anthony Williams, Nigel Barker-Smith, Tina Weeks, Steve Conley, Reed Fraser, and of course many others in the US. In fact, I know many of us, we're all concerned with what is the best model we can use as a business model to bring clients in. It's one of the things I'm paying a huge amount of attention to right now throughout the world. How do we create something quite large? So the present moment is, in fact, we're bringing together these new pieces, two of them for the consumer explicitly, but leading to advisors, both of them with strong segments. I mean, we've got a Kindle version that costs practically nothing of the book, just I think a couple of bucks or a couple of pounds, and then you can click on the links and you go right away to the website. It's just a phenomenal tool. But also then linkage to how do you find an advisor if they feel that the tools of the website are insufficient to do the work that they need. And of course, the knowledge area of financial planning is always so much more extensive than you can treat in a simple website. But the website is meant to inspire people into their lives. It's really meant to do the life planning piece of it. And I want to extend special thanks to Gary Whitten, who's also on the call, who was one of the people who from the early days would pigeonhole me at every conference we'd meet at and say, George, you got to do this. You got to do this. So thanks, Gary. I think we've done it. I hope you like it. So it's a part of my vision here is that this is global and for everyone. We already have, the book is already being translated in Dutch. I've heard interest in it being translated into Japanese, and of course my other books have been translated into 5 languages, so we'll be looking to get it out in many languages. But one of the wonderful things about having social media now is that we can reach every culture that is willing to engage in English. We can reach every single one of them about the book, and we intend to. Every culture we'd like to reach, as Tom said early on, we'd like to reach every person. We think every person is an appropriate candidate. Each person is an appropriate candidate for life planning because each one of us has goals, has dreams, and it's important that we realize them. Also in the present, as Tom mentioned, I think I've been working very actively on a business plan, largely with Steve Conley, but with other people that I've already mentioned, for a prototype for a large life planning firm to handle the increased demand that we expect as consumers actually say, this is what we want. And that's what we're trying to create. Of course, that's why Tom is asking for your help. We want, I mean, it's important that consumers know that they can have authentic conversations at the base of their financial planning process, and then can have honest and inspirational financial advice that delivers for their life the dreams that they have, the freedom and the meaning that they are seeking. It's not that there won't always be small firms, there will be, but we think that it's important at this time to both gather all the consumers up in the movement, to bring them into the movement, and also to have prototypes of large firms as well. So the movement is poised, I think, now, and this is a pivotal and a crucial moment. The banking crisis has brought up so much distrust. Regulatory requirements are pushing countries all over the world toward greater transparency, if not fee only, toward more life planning kinds of questions. And we hope that what we're doing and what you might help us do will drive consumer demand for life planners, for you, for all of you. One of the ways I think of this is that, just kind of moving into the future a little bit, but one of the ways I think of this is that the operating system, or the DNA of the financial services has been seriously flawed. And the flaw can be put in one word, and that's trust. And that the operating system that we're creating, that is the true operating system for financial services, involves these four things. It involves trust, relationships, delivery of freedom and meaning into people's lives, not products. I mean, it's not that products don't enter in, but these are the four things that should be centerpiece of the operating system. And that's what we've got. That's what each of you has. That's what Evoke is. Evoke is an operating system that works, and it delivers profits. It delivers a good business for people. But the primary things is it delivers authenticity and authentic relationships, and it delivers freedom and meaning into clients' lives. And one of the things we've also been designing moving on into the future as well is how we can deliver this for free. One of the things that we're going to be offering in this prototype firm is a free hour of life planning for anybody who wants it. I mean, a free hour life plan. I want to say a free hour life plan so that you get people who are middle market or working class and give them a life plan. They deserve it. They need it. And if they need more than what can be done in an hour, then there's work to be done as well. But simple life plans can be done in an hour. And it's time that we change the face of financial services to one that's honorable, to one that's inspirational, to one that's empathic, and to one that without question consumers can trust. And that's really why this campaign is so crucial. This is our moment. This is the time. It's certainly what we've been building to at Kinder Institute, and I hope you have some interest in it. So I envision a world, I mean, not just 25 countries, but all the 200 countries that are out there that have life planning in those countries, all over the world. There are already nonprofit organizations in the world that offer this free hour of a life plan. We'd like to do it even in a for-profit company. Also, one of the things that's been happening, it's not as much in the U.S., although there as well, is that the middle market's really been abandoned. And we think that that's also ripe for life planning with an appropriate model with a process like Evoke that's simple and direct toward the goals that the client has. So just one more thing, and that is that what would it be like, just think for a moment what an amazing world it would be if everyone was living their life plan. It would be entrepreneurial, it would be meaningful, it would be deep, it would be community-centered, the families would be strong. What an extraordinary thing. And the whole money world would shift. Everything about the money world would shift. So it really is an extraordinary opportunity that we have at this time to make this happen. And I think we can make it happen. It's beginning to happen. Everything's in place to make it happen. So we'd love it if any of you have questions or comments. And Nadine just emailed me and said, we have no questions. I can't believe there are no questions with already 60 people of you on board listening to the talk. So if you have questions, I hope you go to the question. I think there's a question space, and you can write them in. Nadine, do you want to say anything? Because we have another 10 minutes, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Otherwise, we'll go to the webinar portion for Tom and the website.
Right. I think we'll wait a couple minutes or a minute or so, and then we'll start the recorded video demo if no questions come in.
And we could also take questions. We could take questions later too.
At the end, sure. That's true. Does everybody see how to do it? Is it just in that questions panel, Nadine? Is that what people would do?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, great. Well, if there are no questions, I just want to say thank you. It's it really touched me to see all of your names and to see new friends from India, as I said before, Yogita and Sadiq and others, and old friends, people I haven't talked with in a number of years, and people from all over the world. Really very, very touching. I wish you could all speak to each other right now. And you can a little bit with questions if you've got them.
One of the wonderful things about the life planning movement is having is when you go through the 5-day and the mentorship together with people, you really become very close, like family almost. And I noticed that many of my family members, my clan, my tribe is on this. Many people are on this call, so thank you.
Yeah, and that reminds me, we had the last 5-day we did was in Hawaii. So it had people from India, it had Yogita from India, it had Jonathan Clark and Mahtab from London, but with backgrounds in the Middle East, and then some Americans, and I think there was one other country there. But it's just marvelous bringing people together with this.
Well,
everybody knows this is the thing. Tom, do you want to take on the next? Yeah, great.
If we still have no questions, let's move on.
And I'll turn my video off to just reduce the distraction for now.
Okay, Nadine, are we ready to go?
Yep, go right ahead. We've got a few questions, but we'll take them later after the video.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
Well, we could take them now.
Yeah, we could take them now.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes. Let's take them. Let's take at least a couple of them.
Parks is asking, what's your definition of middle market in the U.S.?
Yeah, I use it with great reference and appreciation for Cheryl Garrett, and I just would bow to hers. But when I think of middle market, I think of I mean, it can be anything from no assets under management to up to a few $100,000. And in income, it can be anything as well. I use it for people that are basically underserved.
And Colin Drake was asking about what's inspired you to move to England and how's it going?
Well, I've not really moved to England, but I spend about 3 months a year over here. And it's going beautifully well, really well. And the reason that I decided to spend so much time over here is that the regulators are really making some things happen, which, you know, with Dodd-Frank has been really stalled in America and quite unclear in America. But in the UK, with trusting TCF, trusting clients, treating clients fairly, and then the RDR regulatory campaign, there's been a movement toward transparency that is absolutely insistent in that regard. And as a consequence, the financial advisors over here have been very concerned with what is the shift from commissions to different kinds of charging. But in that, the question has come up for every single one of them, what's the conversation? And I think you know, Colin, and you and I share this belief that evoke is the conversation, that the very best conversation you can have is the conversation that registered life planners give. So it seemed like an enormous entrepreneurial opportunity over here, and we're carrying that forward by also designing a large firm as well as supporting all of the firms that are out there doing life planning.
And Louise Schroeder is asking, when will life planning become a part of the basic educational offerings for the CFP designation?
Well, I think that's really part of the campaign, and really that we love your help on that. You'll see it in many courses now. You'll see the 7 Stages book. I hope the other books are appearing as well, and you'll see those books taught all over the world. But I think the more that you speak up and speak to journalists and speak to the associations, the more that's going to happen. Certainly, this consumer movement that we're trying to do, this is an outreach to much more people than are simply in the financial advisory world. It's an outreach to millions. And if we can get to them and they say, gosh, this needs to be there, it will be there.
And Shalani Dawan is asking, could you tell us a bit more about the 1-hour life plan, and are there planners already doing this, and how is it working out for consumers using this 1-hour plan?
Well, it's really what we teach. If you take the Evoke program, the 5-day training, I mean, we're teaching people to do a process that basically they do within that time frame in about an hour in that setting, an hour of actual interviews in front of the trainers, basically. So it's something that we train, and we give a number of different skills in it as well at the 5-day. There are people doing that. I don't have close contact to all of them, but we're going to be making it much more of a campaign, particularly as we think about institutionalizing it in a large firm. And we'll have much more to report as that takes place.
And just finding my question here. This is, I think, somewhat about the website. Can we send Ken Sutherland is asking, can we send clients to online tools and have them come back to us once completed?
Yeah, fantastic. And that's something Tom will be addressing because we have both the consumer site and also the advisor site. They're actually different sites, but they look very much alike. And Tom will be talking about that. So you could actually be using the advisor site with the client and do exactly that. But the other thing is that the consumers who haven't yet chosen you can go to the consumer site, and they're going to be looking for advisors. They may find you, and then they can integrate whatever they've done on that consumer site in coming over to work with you. So you should not hesitate to recommend when you're in speeches and that kind of thing in community centers to give them the consumer site to start with. It's a great place for them to start.
And let's see.
Yes, maybe for one more.
Okay. Eric Malam is asking, George, are the younger advisors responding to life planning more than in the past? Just wondering if my tribe is getting any younger.
Well, I know you aren't, Eric, but you're not that old anyway, and it's great to hear from you. I think we are getting good response from the younger generations, and again, I don't have statistics on it, so I don't know what to tell you. But I think that, I mean, you're obviously an example. The younger generation are much more sensitive in so many ways to counseling movements and to working with empathy. Those kind of counseling skills are ones that they feel almost like second nature with. So I think that's going to grow, but exponentially with the consumer book, Eric. I think that's the important thing, is, and any help you can give us there would be appreciated, because as people read about it, they're going to ask for it, and then the younger people are going to hear about it as well.
And just one more thing I'd like to squeeze in from Giorgio Canella in Italy. He says, the shift from commissions to fees is accepted and appreciated only if the client can perceive that we are there not to sell a product, but to take care of his or her needs and fears.
Beautiful. Giorgio, my good friend, my best friend in Italy. Thank you. Well said. All right, Tom, I think you're on.
Yes. We're going to turn now to the demo of the new Life Planning for You website. Nadine has pre-recorded this 12-minute video taking us through some of the many features of the Planner tool. The Planner tool works with the client site that has put the Evoke Life Planning process online. You're going to be able to incorporate this into your current Evoke process with clients, both in your office and long distance. Even doing virtual meetings. It really sets up a lot of possibilities. So here is the demo, and we will be taking questions afterwards. So you can continue to send in questions as we go along, and we'll take as many questions as we can on this. And I lost my. Here it is. Okay, there we go.
Welcome to the Evoke Planner Tool demo for the Life Planning for You website. We're going to jump right in. For this demo, I've created a make-believe planner. I'll just log in. Planner menu up at the top here lets you know that you're logged into your Planner account. The Planner tool incorporates with your current Evoke process and gives you new tools to manage your client's Evoke experience. Let's take a look. The first view we see when we log in is the practice view. This gives us a snapshot of our practice. We see a list of our clients. When we hover over our client's name, it gives us a convenient link to email them. The next column is our last access column. This lets us know when our clients last logged in and can help us tell if they're staying engaged in the Evoke life planning process. The next column is the progress bar. There's a lot of great tools here. Let's take a look. The dashboard is where you assign the Evoke exercises to your client. I'll just click here to access and scroll down a bit. You'll notice the first 3 items have check mark next to them. You simply check and uncheck these items when you want to assign exercises to your client. In this way, you can assign whichever exercises you like and in any order. Over here, you'll notice that it shows when exercises have been completed. As your client completes the exercises, they can check off these boxes, and it will automatically update on your view. Let's start our client off with the 3 questions, the heart's core, and the goals for life. Now let's go over to a client view and see what they see. I've opened a new browser window here, and for purposes of this demo, I've created a make-believe client that we can use to see things from their point of view. I'll just log in, and you'll notice we land on the client's Evoke dashboard page. This is the first thing your client will see when they log in. The 3 exercises that I assigned over on the planner side are now here for the client to use. If I click on the Heart's Core grid, it takes me to the Heart's Core exercise. I'll just scroll down. If I click Next, it takes me back to the Evoke dashboard for the client. You'll notice this client has also customized their photos. This is a fantastic feature because it really lets the client personalize the Evoke process with things that are relevant to their goals and their dreams. We'll just take a look at the 3 questions here as well. You'll notice that this is a wizard of 4 pages. The 3 questions are strung together. I'll just click Next, question 1, question 2, and question 3. When I hit Next this time, it again takes me back to the Evoke dashboard. As the client, I can check that I've completed these 2 exercises and say I haven't completed the goals for life. Now let's go back over to the advisor side and see what that looks like from there. We're now back in the planner's account, and we'll click on Dashboard and take a look. I'll just scroll down here, and you can see that the 3 exercises I originally assigned are there, and 2 have been checked off as completed. If I'd like to check off more exercises, I can do that. One thing I'd like to mention is that these exercises are completely customizable. We saw the 3 questions strung together in a wizard of 4 pages. An example of customization is that you could break each question apart to appear as its own exercise, and each question would appear in this list, question 1, question 2, question 3. You can also do little embellishments like the name of the exercise. For example, 3 questions, Joe Planner style. You could also go the opposite direction and string several exercises together. For example, you could make one wizard out of the 3 questions, the Heart's Core grid, and the goals for your life, and combine them to make a mini wizard of 6 pages. Now let's take a look at the summary page. The summary page is where you'll see a condensed collection of all your client's Evoke exercises. You'll notice up at the top their photos are there. As we scroll down, there's their Evoke exploration exercise, question 1, question 2, question 3, Heart's Core. One of the great features of this page is that you can print a PDF or save it in electronic format. I'll just click here, and we'll wait for the PDF to generate. You'll notice it's downloading here. I'll just click on it, open when done, and you'll notice here it is. One of the fantastic things about this PDF is that it has the client's name, my name as the planner, it has the date and time, and then down here it has the page numbers. You'll notice the client's pictures are on this PDF and all their exercises that we saw on the previous summary page on the website. This can be saved in electronic form for archives, it can be printed and filed, or it could be emailed to the client. It's a really great resource. We're back on the Planner menu, and now let's go into the details. This takes you into the client's actual Evoke wizard, so you can see it in its entirety. There might be a situation where you've looked at this client summary page, but it doesn't quite give you the full picture that you're looking for. So you go into the details page and perhaps go to, say, their torch statement. You feel like there's a little more information there that you're not getting from their self-written torch. Here you can scroll down, you can see all of the different elements that were automatically brought into their torch, and then again compare it with the self-written torch that they created for themselves. Another great feature of the details section is the Edit Data feature. You can actually click on this button and edit your client's data. Of course, you wouldn't want to do this without them present, but if you were having a virtual meeting or on the phone with your client, perhaps you were trying to get their torch statement just right, this would allow you to give your client the option of you editing the text so they don't have to. Now we'll take a look at the Tools menu. First, we'll click on Office View. Office View is a little different than Practice View. It allows you to see all the advisors and the clients that are in a practice. In this practice, it's just me and my 3 clients, but I've set up another test account that shows a more elaborate situation. Let's go take a look. Here you can see a different situation. There's Martha, the manager. She has 2 clients, and she has 3 planners that directly report to her. Under each planner, you can see their clients, and over here to the right, you can see when their clients last logged in to do their evoke work. As a manager, I cannot access another planner's client's evoke worksheets. This can only be done by the individual planners. Let's continue exploring the Tools menu. This time we'll go down to Enroll a Client. From this page, you'd add a new client to your planner account. If they already have a consumer account on the website, you'd put their email address in here and then select the brand you'd like to choose for them. This planner has 3 brands, a base brand, a brand in Dutch that they use for their Netherlands clients, and a brand for their U.S. clients. I'm going to select the base brand. We'll come back and talk about brands in a moment. Then you'd hit the Submit button. Once you hit the Submit button, it sends a message to your client's account. The next time they log in, they see a message asking them to give their permission and agree to work with you, or they can decline. Let's continue exploring the Tools menu. This time we're going to go down and explore the test branding. The first brand we're going to look at is Joe Planner Incorporated. I'll hit the Submit button, and here we are. You'll notice a logo up here at the top and what we call our slogan over here to the right. These 2 can be interchanged. You can do one or the other. You can make the logo span the whole width of the header except for this area over here. You can remove the slogan altogether. Scrolling down to the bottom of the page, the footer, color, and text can be modified. And then this gray box here, this is what we're calling the disclaimer. As you know, a lot of advisors need to put disclaimers on their websites, and so this is the area that can be customized for that. Additional features also include this blue bar, which shows your name, the planner that the client's working with, and when you click on it, it has the contact information, it has a place you can fill out for a bio, and a photograph. Additional features that can be customized at a more advanced level are the menus, the color of the menus, and other features. I've switched over to another planner now, so we can look at some additional brands. First one we'll look at is the Louis Volbrecht base brand. Louis Volbrecht is also one of our trainers, and he happens to be from the Netherlands. You'll notice his logo up here. He's got his slogan. Let's go back to the test branding page. The next brand we'll test is the Netherlands. This is actually in Dutch. As I said, Louis lives in the Netherlands, and some of his clients speak Dutch. You'll notice this text is all in Dutch, and scrolling back up to the top, the logo's a little different, and the slogan's in Dutch. We'll return once again to the test branding page. You can create as many brands as you'd like for your company. There is a cost involved, but it might be nice in Louis' case to have one brand that works for his Netherlands clients and another that works for his English-speaking clients. Another option might be if you had different tiers of clients, say silver, gold, platinum, you might want to have a slightly different look and feel or a slightly different menu and exercises for each of these sets of clients. Another option is to use our Gen brand. This is it here. It uses our Life Planning for You logo and has the text client portal. The last thing we're going to look at is Explore LP for You. This basically takes you into the complete Evoke wizard. I'll just scroll down, and it takes you to page 1 of the Evoke process. You can use the next buttons to scroll through the Evoke process, or you could go up to the menu and go to a specific part. The nice thing about this is it gives you the option to look at all the different exercises that are available in the Evoke wizard and perhaps add something to what you have for your clients currently. Well, that wraps up our demo. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody. The planner version of the website is in a beta use state. We're offering 6 months at no cost to a limited number of life planners to use the site with their clients. If you're interested in applying, please email me at nadine.mazzola@kinderinstitute.com. And now we'll open up to take a few questions on any aspect of the website.
And Nadine, while those questions are coming in, if I could just make a quick comment. I'm one of the life planners beta using the site with clients. The demo mentions the self-created torch that the client filled out on the website. But I think life planners who use this site with clients will still do their own Evoke process exactly as they always have. I mean, I still craft and deliver the torch to the clients, and then after we have refined it, I give it to them to copy into the website. But your example of using the site to review their material is otherwise perfect. I've found the site to be really helpful in many ways, and so have my clients. That they really like it. So it improves client planner logistics hugely. It's a great tool. So thank you.
Thanks for that clarification, Tom. And I have one question here, so please feel free to send in some more questions. But I have Hubrin from the Netherlands. He's asking about when the full live site will be available in Dutch. And I can say that the text is in the process of being translated. So I don't have an exact timeline, but it's in the works, Hubrin. Let's just see. Somebody else is asking if we can get further training if required. Absolutely. We're in the process of recording some more demos and creating more training, but certainly if you're going to be one of our beta testers, we'll do whatever we need to get you up and using the site. And somebody else is asking about the cost after 6 months. We're pretty close to our final pricing structure, but it's still in development, so we'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm just looking here to see if any more questions come in. Please feel free to send them in.
Nadine, do you have who those last 2 questions were from? It's kind of nice to hear who's on the webinar.
Breen again from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And Giorgio is asking if a version in Italian will be available. I certainly hope so, and we'd be happy to work with you on that, Giorgio. Please feel free to send me an email on that, Giorgio. And Giorgio is also asking if the book will be available in Italian, and I would definitely say send us an email, Giorgio, and we can discuss that. We would certainly love it to be. And I don't see any more questions right now. Please feel free to send them in.
Yes, please do.
In Dutch, and I believe, George, I believe that's in process or in discussion already. I don't think we have a release date, though.
That's right. That's right. We'd be eager to translate book and website into every culture, every language, and so we'd be excited to talk with anyone who is inspired to help out on that.
And Andy Nevitt is asking about, is there a discount if bulk orders of the book to send to clients? And yes, Andy, there is. Please email the KI office, and we can go over the discount schedule with you. Waiting to see if any more questions come in. I'll just take this moment to, again, invite people to contact me. We would be really happy to have you test the site with your clients. Those that are already testing it are enjoying it, and we're really eager to see how it works for people and make improvements. And somebody else is, or Hubreen is saying, no more questions for now, just compliments. Thank you, Hubreen.
Thanks, Hubreen. I miss you, buddy.
So maybe on that note, we'll move towards the closing. Is that okay with everyone here?
That sounds great, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, we will be sending out a link to a recording of this webinar soon, so you'll be able to have access to it. And so we'll send that out. Watch for our email. I want to end just simply by saying thank you. Thank you for being part of this webinar, for being here at this really exciting moment, this pivotal moment in the life planning movement. And thank you for all you do as life planners. You probably don't get thanked enough for that, so thank you. Thank you for helping us generate clients for you and free you to live more fully your own life plan. In other words, thank you for investing yourself in this campaign and taking ownership of the future of the life planning movement. Thank you especially for responding to the emails that we're going to be sending, giving you opportunities to spread the word. What we ask may seem small, like sharing a post or sending an email or mentioning life planning for you to clients or friends, but these are the most effective ways to deliver the benefits that this moment is offering to you and to us all, to really create the demand out there for life planning. This is our time to do it. So thank you so much, and this concludes our webinar. So thank you again.